Hello and welcome to Monday's programme.
Coming up tonight between now and 6:30.
Good evening. For the second time in a month, snow and ice have brought chaos to the West Country. More than 300 schools across Devon and 40 in Cornwall were forced to close, with the majority in Somerset also failing to open.
Trains and flights from Exeter Airport were disrupted, while Torbay Hospital postponed all outpatient appointments. Dozens of people had to spend the night at Oakhampton College in Devon after a 64-mile stretch of the A30 between Exeter and Bodmin became impassable.
And it is not over yet. The Met Office has issued a yellow weather warning for ice, which will come into force within the next hour. Richard Lawrence sent this report from Oakhampton on the return of the so-called beast from the east.
And of course, it wasn't just the area around Oakhampton that was affected by the snow.
Many minor roads were also impassable, while the wind has caused blizzard conditions on higher ground. Here's Carrie Davis. Well, one area where the snow was particularly bad this morning was Exmoor, which saw 8 inches fall in just 24 hours. David Woodland has this report.
Gosh, well, the Met Office has issued a yellow weather warning for ice tonight. Well, let's cross to Richard Lawrence, who's at Holden Hill for us this evening. There were many problems there last night, as we saw in your report, Richard. How's it looking tonight, though?
Let's bring you some other news in the region now. A man has been charged with murder following the death of a woman in Penzance. The body...
The Selonian ferry has entered its 40th year of service this morning.
And it has just gone 6:10 this Monday evening. You're watching ITV News here in the West Country with Kylie and Jonty. Still ahead on the programme before 6:30.
And after us, the ITV News continues with the national and international stories at 6:30. Mary Nightingale has the details.
But next on our programme, a teenager has described how being groomed online destroyed her life and made her suicidal. She spoke to us as police say the issue of child sexual exploitation is now such a concern that they have set up specialist units to catch those responsible.
The charity Bernardo's has also set up a dedicated team to help victims and has seen a 38% increase in the number of young people being referred to them over the last year alone. Ellie Louise Ringe has been speaking to one victim of the so-called hidden crime.
For a while I was like, no. But in assemblies we were told it wasn't right, but I did it once and I was expecting something terrible to happen, some siren to go off or someone to say something, but attention, and it just became like a habit. It was like a reward, like if I did this then they would love me. It went on from there to the point that I was talking to someone and he was offering me money for the things I was sending. His intention was to rape me, but he stopped because I had a panic attack. Because he didn't actually rape me, I thought that clarified that he loved me.
Sexual exploitation. The victims very often don't realise that they are victims. In fact, Ruby didn't ask for help until her so-called relationships.
I didn't see it as manipulative. It built up to the point where I was self-harming. And because I thought he loved me, I just thought that that's what he thought was best for me, so I would. And sometimes he would want me to show him on video chat, which I now really... He just said, just do it. So I thought that was the best thing to do. And I went to the bathroom and locked the door. Then I thought about what it would do to my parents, and it was Mother's Day that day. So I went downstairs and spoke to my parents. That took me a very long time. It can happen to anybody, at any time, anywhere. And I've had a really good education and I knew how to keep myself safe.
Well, if you've been affected by any of the issues which have been raised in tonight's report, you can find details of all the help and support available on our website.
And tomorrow our
Now, if you've tried to buy tickets online for a show or a gig recently, the chances are that you came away disappointed.
ITV News has learned that sophisticated software is being used to buy them up in bulk so they can be sold on at inflated prices. One expert has told us some touts are turning over tens of millions of pounds. Chloe Keedy investigates.
Now it's time to move on to sport, and in football, Plymouth Argyle have moved back into the League One playoff places after a thrilling win over
To rugby, and Exeter Chiefs Anglo-Welsh Cup final with Bath at Gloucester's Kingsholm Stadium was postponed, but Now, a new film shot in Crediton about a rather unusual subject has been released. Fort Box features the construction of the UK's largest fort made from cardboard boxes.
Well, more than 250 local people were involved in making the incredible structure in the town, as Jackie Bird now reports. Unfortunately, the planned premiere of that film in Crediton that was supposed to be last night had to be cancelled, unsurprisingly, because of the snow. Not a surprise, really, is it? No. But in Crediton it was pretty bad, and it looks like there's going to be worse to come tonight.
Well, yeah, not in terms of snow, I must say, Kylie. I think we're now moving into the realms of ice, and that is particularly nasty, really, because
what feels like winter's gone on, but it's not all been bad, has it? We complain about it on the roads and when we're affected, but it's not been bad for everyone, or everything, should we say?
Yes. I mean, the animals, the wildlife.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, before we go, let's give you a reminder of the main headlines here in the West Country this evening, and as you heard, Bob.
And that's it from us this evening. Don't forget the late news at the usual time of 10:30.
Now, they will hand you to Mary Nightingale as the ITV News continues. From all of us here, have a lovely evening. We'll see you tomorrow at 6. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.